Hello, what's up, everybody? Thank you very much for joining me this evening. It's about 9 p.m. here in Istanbul, Turkey. It's July the 19th. We start off every show by saying hi with Ellie. This is Ellie, my 9-month-old toy poodle. She specializes in Ellie wave analysis. Anyways, okay, let's get this show on the road. So it's a little bit late. I'm not going to take up a lot of your time here. There's a lot of news to convey. I'm still feeling like absolutely crap right now. My energy has completely dwindled and still recovering from COVID. Yeah, you go just a few times in a city with 17 million people where they are not wearing masks anywhere anymore. Cases are starting to go up again, so not really that surprised. So anyways, for those that don't know me, my name is Philakone Crypto, and I've been in the crypto space for about 7 years now. I started out with about 400 Ethereum with a combination of mining it and buying it in 2015, which allowed me to sell it for about $140,000. And with that money, I ended up growing about 140K to well over 7 figures in less than a year, which allowed me to leave my job permanently and pursue crypto full time. And it definitely gave me the confidence to do what I do now. I love crypto and I cannot see myself doing anything else. So thank you very much for joining me. Make sure that you guys are smashing the like, the subscribe, and also the notification to see every time I post a new video. So my job is to provide you with top tier technical analysis from $1 million trader. I started out trading with only $500, grew it to 2,000, 5,000, 100,000. Then eventually, since last year, I've been trading up to the $1 million ranges. This year, my biggest position so far was on Bitcoin with a $1.6 million position waiting for a breakout. But of course, my position sizes vary because we always have to trade depending on the volatility and also the market conditions, especially as well. So my books have officially gone out to a lot of people that they have received already. It comes with a beautiful gold textured book, and I ended up selling 50 of them. I only made 55 of them. Sold 50 of them. They're gorgeous books. It's almost like a summary of my course version 2.0. But I've got 2 left that I decided to sell in my personal stash. But if they are let go, I'm only going to sell it as a package. So make sure you DM me if you're interested in it. The package comes with a book. It's a second edition Philakone course version 2.0 book. That's 250 pages. People are extremely happy about it. You'll be extremely happy with it as well. I put in a lot of time and effort into it. It also comes with my lifetime Discord membership, which is normally $600 a year just for that membership itself. And then you also get my full course version 2.0, which is 29 hours over 53 lessons. It's one of the best courses, if not the best course out there. All of this normally goes for well over $2,000, but for the last 2, I'm going to do a sweet package for you. So you're going to get all of that for only $1,050 by crypto or by credit card. So if you're interested in learning from a professional trader that has been in the space for a very long time and does it fairly successfully as well. But knowing how to trade is one thing, but knowing how to teach is another. So I focus on teaching my group and making sure that they're always answered. There's lots of staff in terms of moderators. There's Sank, there's ZD that are helping me manage the Discord group. You guys are going to be able to come to a place where you have questions and you're going to get answers from a lot of the group, where our ultimate goal is to help each other find trades and improve our skills. So hit me up if you guys are interested in this package. Let's get on with the technical analysis now, okay? So my job is to provide you with technical analysis from a professional perspective. I do trade only based off of technical analysis when I day trade. But when I hold long term and invest, of course, I'll also be looking at fundamental analysis, which is going to drive the market conditions, right? So right now, the public portfolio is absolutely on fire. Let me show you guys it right here, okay? I started this public portfolio when this one here is my second portfolio, managing a smaller one and a new one, just to give people an idea of how to manage it. So the main reason I started this was because on around June the 18th is where it began. Okay, if you take a look at the market conditions around June, like early June, right around here, This is where I started buying in on it. And the main reason for this is because if you take a look on the weekly RSI here on multiple exchanges, you're going to see that this is creating one of the lowest RSI ranges that you have ever seen in Bitcoin in the past 7-8 years at least. Not only that, if you take a look at it on the log scale as well, okay, you're seeing a beautiful trend line that has held for a good while, okay? Over here, actually not on log. Was it on log? I can't remember. Yes, it was on log. So every time we ended up getting these particular price points here, take a look at it, where we're getting a really low RSI range, okay? Where we're getting dipping into a very low RSI range, we tend to bounce off of that. Actually, ignore this trend line. Never mind, neglect it for now. My apologies for mentioning that. If you take a look at the RSI, every time we reach below 30 on the weekly, below 30, another low point here, and another very low point here. We tend to bounce on it. Not only that, the 200 moving average has historically held for a long period of time. Despite some movements to the downside here, right, we ended up bouncing. So you got to ask yourself a serious question, which is when Bitcoin is in these massively oversold regions on the weekly and also at the historical 8 years low of the 200 moving average, is it a good time to buy? Yes, it is. There are people who are constantly going to catch the bottom or try to, but they never end up catching it. And the reason for this is because they are actually just waiting for a specific price that may never get there. But the traders and the investors like myself that know that you're not going to catch the bottom, you have to believe in dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is your best friend. Now, don't take this as financial advice. Take this from the perspective of something that I do and have done for 7 years now. And to be quite honest, my long-term holds have highly exceeded my overall lifetime profit. All right, I want to be very clear about that. I've made way more holding long-term than I've ever made day trading by multiple factors, okay? And the reason for that is because if you hold long-term and you believe in the bull market and you dollar cost average and you buy when there are major dips, you're eventually going to catch a dip and dollar cost averaging in at a good price. And when the bull market begins, then you're going to at least be in the game. It's a lot better than trying to catch a bottom and then all of a sudden the bull market starts and then we spike up 20% and you're still waiting for a bottom that never happened. I mean, you're just going to regret it, not buying in, even a little bit. It's better to be in the game at dollar cost average if you believe in it long term than to simply wait for a bottom that may never end up coming. So this public portfolio was started in June the 18th, and we decided to go with Bitcoin, Polygon, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, Avalanche, XRP, Elrond, EGD, Cosmo, and StepApp. Despite my StepApp being down $600 right now, I'm staking like crazy, like $5,000 staked about, and I've also won 9 loot boxes already that each have a 33% chance to actually give me a shoe. So if each shoe is worth anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000, I'm gonna guess, well, that's gonna definitely provide some substantial returns. So overall, I'm up a stupid amount on Polygon, where it's up 96%. That's right, 96% from a $10,900 position only. Huge. Bitcoin right now, I'm up 2 Bitcoins, and we're at literally $23,400. Can you guys believe that? We're at 23K, guys. I mean, we were just at, yesterday we were at just 21,500. We've done literally 10% in one day. So I got a big position there, 42K with 2 Bitcoins. I'm up 12.2%. So this is the power of dollar cost averaging. So I know there's a lot of you watching this video right now, and you're saying to yourself, man, I really regret not getting in. Yeah, honestly, you should regret it, and you should learn from this video that the power of dollar cost averaging is huge. Not only did I dollar cost average for this public portfolio, but I also probably multiplied my buyings by about times 5 or 6 on my main portfolio to add more to it. So that is up a tremendous amount as well. So you must consider dollar cost averaging because you will never catch the bottom. And now, since Bitcoin has bounced a stupid amount, what have we bounced already? we have bounced literally from the bottom here. We have bounced 33%. What are you waiting for? You know what I mean? I'm sorry to say, but I'm very disappointed in some people for not catching it. The people from my hometown Winnipeg, they will never, they literally live under a rock, you know, like where they don't even know what crypto really is or the benefit of it. So when you see Bitcoin here, right, you're starting to see, for example, on the 2-day, the 2-day was beautiful to look at, okay? The 2-day was one of the nicest ones, or the daily rather. This was a major resistance, okay? Right here. Do you see here? That should have been a big giveaway for you as well. When we broke out of here, right? And then the next day after that, like I'm talking about this candle right here, where it began on the daily, okay? This one right here on the daily, I'll show you it. Where it ended up, we broke out of it, and then we rejected to come to the downside. So right around here, we broke out of it, came back, and then boom, popped right back up. Anywhere here could have been a great buy for long term, in my opinion. So let's talk about Bitcoin and how it's been trending. If you take a look on Bitcoin, first of all, on the 2-day, for example, you're going to see that there was a massive trend line, okay? Like this could also be seen as a trend line right here. Okay, so I'm a little bit worried about that on a log scale, okay? On a log scale, there's a trend line resistance. So that could be a very relevant point. But if you go off of log, what you're going to see is that this trend line has broken already. In fact, it's been broken for a while now. If you take a look here and you intersect many of these points, okay, that could have been literally your buy signal to get in. So if you just take a look at it like that, okay, this point hits it there. And then, of course, we end up breaking above it right here. Take a look. We just break above it, set your stop loss slightly below. You would be up 15% right now just by simply holding long term. So that was a great way, easy way. I showed you 2 ways to buy it on a breakout, right? The breakout first price was right here, right there above 21,700. That was the main resistance. Anything above that, just buy it, set your stop loss 1 or 2% below, and you'd be flying right now, okay? You would be flying. And then another way to have bought it was above this particular trend line that broke out, okay? If you got in earlier, the red one was even earlier, where it broke out of the red trend line, and boom, you'd be in the trade right now. So the way that Bitcoin is trending right now is the moving average of the 200. Okay, so this has been historically very promising to hold above it. This is the first time in 8 years that we fell below it. Okay, so we fell below it, so naturally we would like to challenge this particular resistance. I mentioned in the previous video that I posted for technical analysis that this is going to be a very prominent point of trying to break the resistance. I was referring to extrapolating the data, okay, just going across it and seeing if we can try to get above it. Now, I think that there's going to be some battling between here, up and downs. We don't know if the bulls will hold or if the bears will win. It all depends on the next few weeks to come. In fact, we might even hover at this particular range till December. December has a really good time, is historically known as a good time to actually do something. So in my opinion, I think that it's definitely possible for something to happen in terms of breaking high above the 200 moving average or slipping below to the $12,000 to $14,000 range, right? So if I see a big drop, am I going to sell my $20,000 position, right? If I see some bearishness, probably not, to be quite honest. Because the reason for that is because you just don't know if that drop is going to continue or not. Okay? I'm in it for the long run. These 20% moves, I don't give a crap about them. If it drops even lower than the low of 17K, that's fine that I lose out on my profit. Okay? Because it could have gone higher as well. I don't want to sell off my position. Okay? I don't want to sell off my position and lose out on profit if it potentially keeps running upwards. And if it runs upwards, I'm going to have to spend even more money, okay, to buy the exact same amount that I had in terms of coins. And then my entry price will be even worse, okay? Whereas if I hold it for 2 or 3 years and I believe this bull market's going to come, then I'm going for those 1,000% gains, those 500% gains. So this 20% loss or 20K, if we do drop further, it's not going to phase me at all. I'm going to keep holding through this market no matter what, until we reach all-time highs. In fact, if it goes even lower, it's going to give me an opportunity to buy even more. Okay, so right now, I titled my last video basically 200 moving average attack, and that's exactly how it's happening. So if we take a look on the weekly, we are absolutely trending to the upside now. 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row, the histogram has been bullish. Last week, I mentioned that we closed off with this Dragonfly Doji. This Dragonfly Doji happens to be in the middle range here. Of all these candles, bulls tried to push to the downside, but the Dragonfly Doji ended up rejecting going down. So the next week, I expected it to be very bullish. And here we are. So this is an incredible move by Bitcoin right now. I'm very happy long term. The 4-day is also trending to the upside hard. I mean, every time the 4-day ends up moving to the upside. Okay, so this one did nothing, right? This one did nothing. We see that already. But what we see is that when it comes from like a high side and it crosses over for the first time, look what it did the first time here. It went up like 143%, right? And then this one here, it didn't go up high when it crossed over, right? Not at all. So that means that the second one has a better chance and a much stronger chance to have a crazy bull rally. So this is basically the one crossover, second crossover, the third crossover. The first one, when it comes from really high to low, has a chance to do a great rally, which this one did. But this one here didn't. This one barely moved. But the third crossover there is your chances of entering a bull market, like a huge one, is even greater. Okay, so I'm very bullish on Bitcoin right now. There's no reason to be bearish, right? The MACDs are skyrocketing. Look at that. The MACD is about to cross to the positive side again. So looking great. Massive bullish divergence. Daily RSI is reaching really high again, right? Hopefully it's gonna break above this daily right here. The daily BTC 55 EMA is just coming up. So right now I expect targets to be some pretty nice targets. Let's just take a look here, okay? If I had to target something, I'm gonna just throw out a big wild prediction here that I'm gonna target somewhere between this particular range. Okay, somewhere right in here, right around there. So I'd have to guess around 28,000 to 32,000 range, around there. Okay, because I'm gonna take this entire 5-wave structure that I see, and then that's gonna be what the retracement structure. Look at it run right now already. We're at 23.5 as we talk here. So some of the biggest gainers this week has been FTM. FTM has been a powerhouse. It's done 58%, but just recently in the past day, it's on 37. ETC is the biggest gainer thus far. It regained its $3 billion market cap since this breakout here in 3 days. It's done 90%. So that's a really big rally. Keep an eye on this trend line. Keep in mind that I'm a trend line trader, and I always notice breaks. If there's break, I'm definitely going to catch it. So as it stands right now, definitely ETC is hot on my list for day trading. Also, Matic is hot as well. Matic has done one of the biggest gainers. Great positive news. It's done literally 200%. I'm up 100%. My entry price is 0.475. I bought here, guys. I bought on that dip. Literally. I bought on this dip right there. Just took a chance. Right? So I literally bought it right here. 475. So I'm up a huge percentage right now. Okay? But Matic, I've got to warn you that we see a huge trend line right now that's forming. So this might be a good opportunity for me to take some profit. What I did was I unstaked my Matic. Okay, I unstaked it because, well, if we end up downtrending here, I might want to take a little bit of my 10K profit out. Maybe take 5K of that profit. Wait for it, right? At least I'm solidifying a decent profit now. But if it drops further, I'll buy cheaper. If it goes up, I'll buy it a little bit more expensive. But at least I'm taking advantage of the fact that there might be a drop, because we look like we're about to drop, to be quite honest, okay? But in terms of the other coins, I'm going to hold that pretty long term, okay? So anyways, these are my thoughts for today. Bullish on Bitcoin. There's nothing to be bearish about. And let's see if we can hit all the way up to the $29,000 regions coming up very soon. Bye now. Oh, by the way, make sure you're hitting the like, the subscribe, and the notification button. For those that are interested in my package here for the book, it still goes for $1,050. I've got only 2 of them left. That's it. You're going to get the book. You're going to get a lifetime Discord membership in my trading group. And you're going to get my full course version 2.0. And all of that normally sells for over $2,000. So if you're serious about trading, why not invest in yourself? Don't see it as an expense. See it as an investment, right? You got to learn from a top tier trader, an analyst, in my opinion, rather than just trying to learn everything by yourself. It makes it really difficult, man. I've been there myself when I tried to learn things from my own on YouTube. Like, where do you start, right? Here I've created my exact structure of how I trade and everything I've learned in literally 7 years compressed in a book and also in my courses as well. That's going to leave you equipped with tons of skills by the time you finish it. So I hope to see a lot of you there. Bye now. Have a great night.